What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
What is going on, Big Shot Bob?
Just another day. Just another day.
Another day in an office full of giant letters.
Exactly. See, Hart don't know what that is.
Hart missed that before we got on. It is the Big Shot Bob pod, by the way. B-Dog, Brandon Harper, I'm Rob Jenners. That, of course, is 7-time NBA champion, star of World's Toughest Test, Robert Ory. Got like 8 minutes of screen time.
You know what? I gotta catch up on that.
We didn't. You know, we were joking before we started too. I haven't watched. We're taping this on Tuesday afternoon. I haven't watched last night's episode yet.
I didn't either.
You didn't watch it either?
Uh-uh.
Okay. I'm curious to see what happens. I haven't seen anybody tweet anything, so I'm assuming you didn't do anything wild last night. Or
no, I left.
Oh, was last night the episode you go?
Yeah. That was
I didn't even watch it. What happened?
I just said, me and Brian was like, no, we too old for this shit. We out. We voluntarily withdraw.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I didn't. Now I'm mad I didn't watch it. I would have given you more shit for it. Damn.
Yeah. Hey, my hands were like purple at this point. Around my fingernails were purple. My hands was purple. I thought I had frostbite.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, Mike Malone don't care.
My feet were like sore. My toes were sore because I was wearing 14. I was 15. I was like, man, because I knew he was about to do some more running. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do it. So, everything you do, you have to run to wherever you're going. And my toes were freaking pounding.
Do they? You may have told us this, and I don't remember. Do they ask you to like get in shape before the show starts? Like, do they send you anything that's like hey, here's kind of a recommended workout pack? Because you're not kidding when I say every time they kick you out of a car, you're running. Uphill, downhill, across whatever the hell, frozen tundra, you all are running.
Well, they just expect you to be in shape because a lot of the guests, they knew 3-4 months ahead of time. I knew 2 weeks ahead of time before I had to go. So it was like, oh shit! I said I'm in. If you say the shape meter is 1 to 10, I said I'm in a 2, and so I'm like, okay. But what I did do to prepare for the cold, I did start taking cold showers, and then I jumped into my pool, which was cold at the time. So that's why when I got in the cold water, I was kind of like, I do this shit for a living.
Yeah.
You forget we used to do this almost every day after practice.
Well, yeah, athletes with ice baths, yeah, for sure. Man, I'll tell you what, like Tara Reid, God bless her, she didn't look like she was ready for that show in any way. Like, if they give you all a heads up, if she got one, she didn't do a damn thing. She said, I'm going to smoke a pack of cigarettes, and I'll think about running, But, I mean,
she was, man, that's the funniest shit ever.
That.
Boy, the one she said, oh, how'd that get in there?
Oh, yeah, she had 3 packs of cigarettes. I was like, damn, what do you mean, how'd that get in there? You got them hidden everywhere. Yeah, no, that was, dude, good for you for doing it because, like, we always joke, my wife and I joke all the time about, like, we watch a lot of reality stuff because there's a lot of stuff that we like Amazing Race.
Yeah. Looks
dope. I would never do it. I hate being late and I hate being lost. And that whole show is you're late and you're lost. It's the whole show. Those are the 2 things I hate the most in the world. Survivor.
I couldn't do Survivor.
I like to watch it. I would never do it. I wouldn't make it. I know I'm soft. I know I wouldn't make it.
I would love to do Amazing Race. They actually asked me and Rick Fox to do the Amazing Race.
Oh, dude, see, that would have been awesome.
But
you and Rick?
We couldn't do it because Rick, something about he's not a U.S. citizen. And so he couldn't do the show. It was something weird.
He's Canadian, isn't he?
He's Canadian and Bahamian.
But he doesn't have U.S. citizenship. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until they said that. And so I'm like, we couldn't do the show.
Rick's like, if I leave the country, they might not let me back in. So I'll hold up where I am. Thanks.
I said, you should have just stayed married to Vanessa. Then you'd have been good.
You'd have been good. You got your green card, man. You're good.
Exactly.
You're fine. You're good to go. Yeah, but like, good for you for doing it though, because that did not look. I don't want to say it didn't look easy, but like some of the stuff you watch, like Amazing Race, while it's stressful, doesn't necessarily look difficult. You know, and it just looks like it's a lot of stress and a lot of running around and stuff. But what y'all did on that show looked miserable, start to finish. It it didn't look like it was fun. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing about it that looked enjoyable.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be fun.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But I think the worst part is being in the cold, though. Think about this. You got to be submerged. Every time you turn around, you was in fucking cold water. And, hypothermia sets in. And I'm like, man, frostbite sets in. And all you have to take, the part that I wasn't comfortable with was having to take my clothes off in front of a camera and in front of, other women. I'm like, I said some women I didn't know. I know that sounds weird, but I just didn't feel comfortable taking my clothes off in front of Tara Reid or Savannah Chrisley or, I'm like,
Yeah, I know. I get that, though. I just, man, good for you, because I would have been out from the word go. And would you rather have extreme hot or extreme cold? Because I would go hot all the time.
Yeah, but you're from Florida, so
I know, but I can't do cold.
I always said if push came to shove, and this is if you had a gun pointed to my head, because these are two extremes, I might have to go with the extreme cold, for the simple fact that I can throw on layers. You can't take off but so much and then eventually it's indecent exposure, and then you go into jail or somebody getting jealous. So, you can't take off but so much.
Someone's getting jealous.
You can't take off but so much, and then usually when people are really, really hot, that's when they're the most irritated. You ever notice, especially black folks, we be irritated when we hot. Let me tell y'all something. I don't want nobody near me. Don't even breathe. Like, bro, relax. It's not enough air conditioning in the world when it's super hot.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The extreme cold just makes me just sad.
I think I would take the hot. I can't. The cold I was fine with. But I've been to Russia.
Oh, Lord.
And where it was 5 below, and it hurt, man.
Yeah.
To even pull your hands out. I'm like, they had me doing this thing where I'm pointing at the Kremlin. Yeah. And I was like, yo, man, hurry up, take these pictures. And it was 2 seconds. I've been to extreme cold and extreme hot. I've been to Abu Dhabi. It was extremely hot. I'd take the heat any day.
Yeah, but that extreme hot gonna hurt another way too, though, because when it's extremely hot, like that's when I get like the crazy headaches and things of that nature, because it's hot and certain places are very humid. Like even here in Atlanta, the sun don't necessarily always have to be out, but it can be very, very humid here. Yeah. And I'm like, dang, I just took a shower. Now I got to go back and take another one.
You wear that humidity like a jacket. It just sits on you. It's like, there you go. Give me a nice big hug. All right, well, if you watched Rob get kicked off of World's Toughest Test, or actually, if you watched Rob voluntarily withdraw from World's Toughest Test, hit us up, Twitter, Instagram, all the places. Let us know how you thought he did. I'm excited to go back and watch. I got to go watch last night's show.
Check that out.
I haven't watched it. Also, not that we are in any way a political show or we talk about news of the day, but thoughts and prayers to everybody that's either in Israel or the Gaza Strip right now, because no matter where you fall on this conflict, that sucks. And I feel horrible for everybody over there right now. That is just terrible.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of friends that are wrapped up in that for obvious reasons. They have family in Israel and stuff like that. So all those people over there. Come on. Let's try to be human beings, please. That's just so terrible.
Yeah,
but thoughts and prayers.
These different sides can get in the way of humanity.
Yeah,
they can
really
get lost.
Yeah,
and so
it's like, man, we're all people. We're all people. Let's killing each other never gets us anywhere. But thoughts and prayers with all those folks, because that's tough. We are in the preseason, though. We do have basketball. Basketball's being played.
Basketball's back.
Which is nice. I like it. How much stock do you really put into preseason? I know it's probably not much, but it's got to be fun to watch at least.
I love watching preseason just to see how the first quarter, see how these guys are going to do. And I'm a strong believer in preseason, just because, especially you got a new, take Chris Paul up in Golden State. Mm-hmm. They need to learn how to play. Practice is different because you're not going against other guys that are good. In games, you're going against guys that are good. So you need to see how the rhythm, the timing, all that kind of stuff goes. So I'm a strong believer in preseason when you have a bunch of new guys. But when it's the same team coming back, just use it to get in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you got new pieces, sure. But for the most part, nah. I mean, I may watch a quarter or two. I haven't even, even with the Hawks preseason, I haven't gone down to the arena yet. I'll make it down there at some point in time, but get me to the regular season.
Well, yeah, sure.
But obviously that's because I'm so busy with so many other things up here that's last on the priority list right now. But just get me to the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun for me to watch. I do like, Rob, to your point, first quarter's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because you get to kind of see, like, it was cool getting to see Durant, Booker, and Beal, like, on the floor at the same time for Phoenix. Like, that's fun. Like, getting to see that start to come together. And, they looked like, again, for a very short amount of time that they were all in that game, it was just fun to see those guys click and start to kind of feel each other out on the floor. That's cool. I did want to get now, because we do have basketball on the floor. So I wanted to kind of, like, get your guys' thoughts on the coming season. So I took a bunch of questions that I've seen other people talk about, and I want to get your thoughts on them, and of course I'll give mine as well. Just about stuff that's about to hit the floor. So obviously we're going to start with the Lakers for obvious reasons. You work for the Lakers. You're known as a Laker. Hart reps the Lakers, and I pick on the Lakers. So where do you see the Lakers finishing this season in ways of, I don't necessarily wins and losses fine, but maybe like a seeding in the West. Where do you think they fall in this year?
I think the West is so freaking tough now. So I'm giving them a third or fourth seed. I think they'll fall right in there just because, if you lose, one of those big two, they probably gonna win those couple of games unless Austin Reeves or D'Lo have a great game. So I'm saying 3 and 4 because of all the injuries and the age, that stuff come in. So third or fourth. Yeah, third or fourth.
Where were they last year? 6?
Yeah, they crept in. They had to do the play-in.
6 or 7? Oh, they were in the play-in. Okay.
Well, and that was a surprise that they got to once they got in, then they got the ball rolling, got to the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
Yeah.
I say they stay out of the play-in this season. But I say and what I mean by stay out, it's either
1 through 6, right?
Yeah, I say 5, 4 at best. Not because I don't think this team has improved, because they've drastically improved. You got to, tip your hat to Rob Pelinka and everything that he's done to build out this roster and bring certain guys back that I didn't think were coming back just for, monetary reasons and salary cap reasons. I'm speaking about D'Angelo Russell. I didn't think he was coming back. And the fact that you were able to bring him back and, bring back, have Austin Reeves and bring a lot of these other guys.
And Rui.
Yeah.
Vando, yeah.
All of those guys.
Yeah.
I just think because, like you said, the West is so tough with Phoenix looking the way they're looking, Golden State is going to always be there, and Denver, cream of the crop right now. So I think it's tough for the Lakers. And like you said, one of them two, either one of them go down for an extended period of time, the camaraderie and everything is just off.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you see winning the West?
I really think it's too early to tell, man.
Sure.
Because I think Denver, they lost a lot of pieces. You don't know what Phoenix's bench is going to come out. Lakers, of course. And, the team we don't talk about, Sacramento. Sacramento had a hell of a season last year.
They ain't going to win the West, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, though, they might finish first, though. You never know. Because those guys are playing really good. And, let's see what the Kyrie experiment goes with. So it's a lot. And then you still talk about Ant-Man. Ant-Man probably top 10 guys in the league right now playing in Minnesota. If they can get together. The West is just tough, man. So you don't know what's going to happen.
I'll say it's between – I know, and I agree, it is tough. It's really, really early to tell. But I'll say it's between two squads. It's between Denver because they've done it recently. And they still have they've lost a couple of pieces, but they still have their core intact. Mm-hmm. From a talent standpoint, if Phoenix can stay healthy and they can get going, I know they have depth issues, but my goodness, I know there ain't enough basketballs in Phoenix, but if they become an unselfish basketball team and they put their pride to the side and no one's in their feelings because they not getting as many touches or whatever, KD, Bradley Beal, man,
Yeah. That's kind of where I was falling. I was kind of thinking if Phoenix can pull this together, Phoenix has got a legit shot.
And they got some depth back in the Dame Lillard trade. You know, in that 3-team trade, they were able to get.
Got a little bit.
Didn't they get Nurkic?
Yeah.
So you get a guy, you know, some toughness there. Now, if he can stay healthy, there's a guy who doesn't necessarily need the ball, but can play some defense and can provide some toughness down low. So you replace Ayton, who needs the ball and wants to touch it, with a guy that doesn't necessarily need it, or is not going to necessarily fight for it and complain about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But the West is tough.
West is tough. No, West is stacked, man. I'll tell you what, we haven't said much about Golden State, but Golden State's still going to be Golden State.
They're going to be there.
Yeah.
I just
They're
think
gonna be around.
they're very small.
They
are. But when has that really slowed them down in the past?
It hasn't.
You know, 4 titles in.
That's because Looney. That's one thing about I love Looney. He doesn't get enough credit for what he does for that team as far as second chance points and stuff like that. You know, everybody looks at the Splash Brothers and Draymond Green, but you know, we know without Looney, they ain't going nowhere.
I'll say this: and I'm not saying they still couldn't, but remember when Dwight Howard went to go work out for them recently? Yeah. Obviously, he left there without a contract. I still think Dwight is a key pivotal. I would love to see him back in LA, because of what I think he does is he adds depth, and he also keeps AD away from the 5 position at any point in time, because now you have Jackson Hayes and you have Dwight. So that could keep, unless you're going to run a smaller lineup, that keeps AD out of the 5. But what I think it does for Golden State, if he was to sign there, that adds depth as well and toughness down low and rebounding for them.
So, question: would you rather have Dwight or JaVale McGee?
Probably JaVale.
I would go. Sheesh. I can't go wrong with either one. I'm gonna go Dwight.
Okay. See, I think I would go with JaVale just for the fact that he runs the floor better.
Does he?
Dwight does. Yes, Dwight doesn't run the floor like he used to.
I get it.
You know, so JaVale runs the floor. I mean, he's like, I watched. You know, they work out over here in Glendale, and I was watching him this summer play, and I'm like, shit, JaVale can motor, man. It's just, I just think he just can't find a team. Like, think about when he was playing for the Lakers in that little starting role, he did very well.
Yeah.
You know, he's blocking shots. He did exactly what they needed him to do.
Yeah.
I think JaVale is one of those guys too that could be vital for a team. Just to give you some, you know, some block shots and some toughness in the paint.
But I think because of that, Dwight, whether his offensive game really matured the way it was supposed to, obviously it's too late for that. One thing I always knew that he was going to do, maybe he doesn't do it as well as he used to, like you said, but he was always going to run the floor, and he was always going to give max effort on that's what he was known for, and his defense, and he can still play that. And I think when he was in a Laker uniform, man, he played well for this squad.
He played hard. He played hard. Yeah.
And I think he adds that level of toughness at the 5 spot that I don't know what it is about teams not going after him. He can still play.
I know. Because you need, like, it's like they want to experiment with guys and knowing you're not going to give you something. We're going to practice with him. We're going to experiment with him. We're going to try to develop him. Mm-hmm. Why take 3 to 4 years to develop a guy when you got a guy sitting there who's already developed, who can come give you some toughness? But that's just the way the league is. The league has always been like that, where they get rid of the vets because, okay, we got a 25-year-old here. We do 25 or 35-year-old. We're going to take 25 because we might be able to turn him into something. Like, I don't want no Mike. I want to be a guy who's grounded, who knows what he's doing, who's going to give me what I'm asking for.
And he ain't expensive. You can get him on a vet minimum.
He was playing overseas, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So, and you can get him on he's not expensive anymore. He is not Orlando and early Lakers Dwight. So he's not requiring a whole lot. You could get him on a mid-level or even a vet minimum. So I'm sitting there like, to a team that wants to go to the next level and needs depth and needs that level of toughness and is ready to compete now.
Yeah. I'm
not understanding. Now, I think you want me to tell you what I think is scaring some folks away? I don't think it should, but it probably is. They see Dwight over there taking them threes in Taiwan.
That's probably it.
But
he started doing that with the Lakers, remember?
Yeah, but I think if you get to the right place, he would have to know that, yo, bro, you're not doing that here.
Politics.
No, it's not politics. No, it's just they want you off.
I wonder. Hey, what about Boogie? You think Boogie will get back in the league, or he's done?
Cousins?
I think he could, but he got to stay healthy.
Where is he right now?
Free agent.
Is he free agent?
Trying to get. He worked out for Golden State too.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
where's
he
the last
did.
place he worked out? Has he? What's the last roster he was on?
Denver.
Yeah,
I think it was Denver.
And that was not last year, but the year before.
but you got to
Year
remember,
before, I
he healed. He got over 2 major injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that kind of hurt him and scared some teams away. Like, now he won't demand much either because of those injuries and because he's on the back end of his career as well. He's not what he used to be when he was in Sacramento and when he was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
21-22 with Denver. Yeah.
Okay.
Last time he was on NBA roster. So he didn't get any playing time last year. All right. Yeah, I'm surprised. Again, there's guys though, and this happens a lot in pro sports. Period. And I see it in the NBA. I see it in the NFL a lot. For some reason, teams get away from using these guys, and then it's almost like no one wants to take the chance.
Yes.
It's weird. You know what I mean? Like, y'all both just made a great case on why Dwight could be an easy piece for a number of teams, yet nobody's willing to take a chance on him.
Especially think about it. He'd be perfect for Phoenix.
Dog.
He would fit. I think he would
Dog.
fit in Phoenix actually much better than almost anywhere else in the league.
Don't say
You're
that
right.
too loud.
No, but you're right, though.
He is right.
You're right. And why wouldn't they do it? Salary issues? Politics? I closed my buttons. I was looking up what last
but
time.
you know what, though?
Boogie Cousins was in the league. Politics. There it is.
At this point, he's one of those pieces where you'll see how your team is playing and seeing what needs that you have, especially when it comes to the front court. And then what a lot of fans will start to do is that you'll start to hear those, bro, we need to get bigger in the front court. Dog, we need some more defense in the front court. And then you'll see Dwight's name start to come up again. And teams at some point will start to look at him and want to work him out, and then somebody's going to sign him. Somebody's going to sign him.
If I'm Phoenix, I'm bringing him for one reason. If we have to face Jokic somewhere down the line, I need someone to beat Jokic up.
Beat him up.
You got 6.
I was going to say, I need 6
and make
fouls,
sure those
man.
6 are
Count 'em.
hard 6.
Count 'em.
So,
Count 'em.
So
Yeah.
that's what you bring him in for, man.
Count 'em.
You know?
Yeah, didn't he play pretty well overseas?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I mean,
Okay, I didn't follow it or keep track, but I remembered seeing stuff pop up like Dwight's playing well.
Yeah, his stat line was
Dwight's
up.
showing that he's,
his stat line it looked like Wilt Chamberlain when he played in the NBA. Yeah. Like he's the biggest person on the floor. I mean,
Bringing it up, dish it.
forget it, man.
he's 6'10".
He's magic.
Yeah,
over
he
there.
had a
Did he have like a quad double one time or
bro.
something over there?
It was some ridiculous stat line that I ain't never seen before.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's Wilt holding up the card with all his stats on it.
Yeah, like 50 some odd points, 30 some odd rebounds,
25 rebounds,
Yeah.
30
Come on,
assists.
bro.
Like what? All right, let's drift over. Who do you like in the East this year? Early thoughts, and I know we're early. We're looking kind of at the totality of the offseason and what we think going into the season.
It's a battle. It's a boxing
You
match
know what?
between Milwaukee and Boston.
I totally forgot Porzingis was with Boston.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, I forgot he was over there now. So if he can buy into that system.
If he can play the way he played in the
stay
first
healthy.
couple quarters of that game,
yeah,
preseason game, then maybe. Yeah.
I think Boston's just tough because with the addition of Drew Holiday, that gives them some toughness. You know, I know they had it with Smart, but this is a different type of toughness. It's an offensive toughness and a defensive toughness rolled into one. So and plus, Holiday, I'm like, man, fuck Milwaukee. He's gonna go and get his.
You don't want a Dame? I'm gonna make you pay for it. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're right. I think it's between Boston and Milwaukee, and them let them duke it out. The only thing with Boston is, like you said with Porzingis, and that's a big if, is his health. Can he hold up over a full season? And
he is the key.
Because the other one that you have there is an old Al Horford. Mm-hmm. Now, you want to talk about a team. Now, we're going through all the teams who could possibly use a Dwight. The Celtics could use Dwight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Celtics
If
could use Dwight.
Porzingis is,
But I even think with Porzingis on the floor, because Porzingis likes to play on the perimeter anyway, you can have Dwight. It's enough space on that floor because you have so many perimeter guys already. It's enough space on that floor to where that lane is
make
not
that
clogged
work.
up.
Yeah.
I think so.
But you know what, though? I think the reason these bigs are sitting on the sidelines because none of these coaches know how to use a big. You know, they saw we need to spread the floor.
We're a guard-driven league, man. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm like, not really. You don't need to really. You need to get fucking buckets. And, you know, spreading the floor and shooting threes when you got guys who can't shoot threes. You don't have the Splash Brothers, so stop it. Get buckets and clog them. Go old school, get buckets. So, but I think that's why. You know, think about it. There's no coach. There are no big coaches in the league. When I say big, like they're all freaking guards. You know, so they think small ball.
It's not really a guard-driven league. It's a wing-driven league where you got your 6'8", 6'9" guys who are able to play and who are able to, you know, put the ball on the floor and play like guards, but can also, you know, on defensively deal with multiple positions.
Yeah.
And so it's a wing-driven league. Those anywhere from that 6'7" to 6'9" range of these guys who are lanky, athletic, even like Michael Porter Jr., guys like that. Because he's 6'10", but can put the ball on the floor and shoot the ball.
Sure.
And there's much bro, that's the type of guy that GM salivate over because it's like, bro, you 6'10" and you're able to do all this. That's why Kevin Durant has been so coveted for so long at 7'1" and being able to do everything that he does. That's the type of league that it's going to.
Yeah, I'm with both of you in the fact that I think Boston is probably going to be the team to beat in the East this year.
Well, Milwaukee.
I'm interested to see how the Milwaukee thing comes together.
I think it'll work. Yeah.
I think it will too. I just know that stuff takes time.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how maybe the first 20 games go, because I think if they trip a little bit or they can't quite get into a rhythm or they're not communicating, then the question is going to become, well, how does this develop? Are we going to find a way to fix this, or are we going to divide? You know?
And you're going to be sitting there, you know, Middleton going to be sitting there and say, hey, Dame. Hey.
I've been here.
Hey, I got a chip over here.
Yeah.
So he's going to be the odd man out.
But I will say this. The thing about Milwaukee, and you can throw Giannis into this as well because he is one of the best defenders in the league. They got depth in the front court that Boston does not. You know, Bobby Portis has played some new. You know, you got Brook Lopez still there, even though he likes to play on the perimeter. He can give you, you know, he got 6 fouls too. And Giannis and his ability to play some defense. So from the front court perspective, Porzingis ain't trying to deal with all that. He ain't trying to deal. He is not trying to deal with all of that. He just not. He can't.
It's a surefire way for me.
I was just looking at their roster because, you know, they gave up with some people. I'm like, okay, you got Pat, you got Jay, you know, you got, you know, Robin Lopez. So they got Bobby Portis. They got Cameron Payne.
They got both Lopez brothers, right?
They got both of them.
Hey, this Milwaukee conference, they winning.
No,
They're number one because
hold on. Did you just say because we mentioned Robin Lopez?
No. Brooke is definitely the better brother. What I'm saying is it's a depth thing when it comes to the big men down low. And we all know that this game, when it comes down to it, this is about rebounding and maximizing your opportunities. So if I have those two, and I have a Bobby Portis, and I have my superstar in Giannis, who is a big man, but not a big man, but he is a big man. He's an all-around type of player, my all-world player. I got to be able to crash the boards later in the season, and I got more guys that can do that than you.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how Crowder fits in because, you know, he didn't fit in at all. So now he's got a full season. He has some training camp because Crowder can be some toughness that they need.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
He's from here.
Are you from ATL?
He's from about 30 minutes west of the city of Atlanta, in a city called Villa Rica.
The hell, Villa Rica.
Yeah.
Yep. One of those little tiny Georgia cities out on the skirts, of Atlanta. All right, well, let's move on to. We got a little bit of a taste of Wemby and Chet last night. Rookie of the year. Your odds. I have odds on this. Wemby sitting at 30%. Scoot Henderson 25%. Chet Holmgren 20%. Brandon Miller 15%.
Oh, I forgot Chet is in it because he didn't play his rookie year. That's right.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of Wemby and Chet last night. Spurs Thunder. Wemby went 20 points, 5 boards. Chet went 21, 9 boards. Who do you like for rookie?
You know what's so
rookie
weird? You said I wanted to see that matchup because we kind of forgot about Chet. You know, Chet was Wemby before Wemby.
You brought him up a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so I wanted to see that, but I still think that, you know, I got to go with a dark horse in this one. You know, I'm still sticking with my guns and sending the guy to Houston.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Cam.
Oh, no. Who was it?
Whitmore.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I just for some reason I just like that kid, man. I don't know why, but it depends on. But then again, I realize that you can only get MVP if you're on a terrible team. I know everybody's the Rockets are gonna be terrible, but they so guard heavy, and so he might not get as much PT as he should. And I'm looking at Portland now, saying, okay, it's gonna be Scoot's team.
Yeah, it's gonna be all Scoot in Portland, man.
I might have to switch that up and go with Scoot.
Yeah, I was leaning on Scoot.
Yeah, but
and that's not a shot at Wemby. It's hard for me to think that no matter how good he is, he lives up to any amount of hype that's been put on him. And I think that's sort of unfair because he's probably going to be a really good player. I don't know how he's going to be his freshman year. I really don't. I think San Antonio's got a lot of rebuilding they're working on, and I think they're kind of maybe counting on him to be the future of the franchise. But, I mean, it's when you put that much hype on somebody's name before they ever pick up a basketball in this league, that's really hard to overcome. So
the thing about it, if you break down everybody's in team now, the only ones that really have a chance of winning it are Wemby and Scoot, because Chet, he has a superstar he's playing with that he's not going to, Shea
Alexander, yeah.
Yeah, Brandon Miller definitely going to get it because Ball and what's his name is coming back now as a Bridges. So so that negates that. So it's going to boil down to Wemby and Scoot because they don't have guys that's going to really dominate the ball.
Right.
And
the success of whatever they pull out this season will be based on how those guys play.
Yeah. That's why this year is going to be really interesting to see who wins MVP because, it's not going to be anybody from Golden State. It's not going to be anybody unless, he has a hell of a year. Because these superstars, they take away from each other so they can't win the MVP, especially when you got 3 like in Phoenix. That's going to – because I was expecting D. Booker to finally get an MVP, but now with those 2 big dogs there, unless he comes out and still averages 30 and they be the number one team, But it just negates from it. It takes away from those other guys.
Go for it. MVP was my next category up.
Yeah, it was? I'm sorry.
No. That was a perfect segue. It worked out way well.
It's going to be between
MVP,
Wemby, and for Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Wemby and I'm going to say.
I'm
going to say Scoot.
Okay.
I think you're going to see. I think Scoot is going to come in with a chip on his shoulder just because of the Dame stuff. Because I guess he feels as though there's some shots that Dame may have taken and Scoot may feel a certain type of way. And I think he's going to come out. I think he may come out and have something to say a little bit. And then plus that's an intriguing team because they may not be a playoff team, but they could be a play-in team.
Yeah.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I mean, they'd have to play out of their shoes to be there.
Yeah, because you forget, when because Memphis is going to be one of those play-in teams because Ja is going to take a while to get back. Yeah. And then you still got you forget Dallas. Dallas went in the playoffs. So there's so many other teams in the West that's better than those guys that I don't think they'll be a play-in team. They're too young. Well,
they're going to be interesting still.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
And I think you're going to see if Chet can. I'm not Chet, but if Scoot can stay healthy, I think you're going to see him really shine.
All right. Well, you brought it up, Rob. MVP. Your odds-on favorites at the moment. Again, before the season really starts. Joker.
No, I'm kidding.
Joker is at 30%. Giannis is at 25%. Luka's at 20%. Joel Embiid at 15%. Jason Tatum at 10%.
Joel Embiid ain't winning that award. We already gave him. So. We already gave him one.
Yeah.
He got his.
You take Joel out of it. I'm taking AD. That's who I'm taking as my MVP.
Okay.
Anthony Davis, because he's going to play 75 games this year.
Oh, my God.
And he's going to kill it.
You still have some of the tequila from your tequila and taco party left in that office? What are you drinking this morning?
But that's not even a bad
75 games.
That's not even a bad take because that's the frustrating thing. It's an amazing choice from a talent standpoint. And for the simple fact that LeBron is trying to push all of this, hey, it's you. It's you.
If he's healthy,
but it's the health.
dude, the sky's the limit for him.
Lord
we
Jesus,
all know
it's
that.
the health.
I just think he's good. I look at his body. I watched a little bit of the game last night. I looked at his body and I compared it to last year where he didn't come in shape. Let's be honest. That's why his back was hurting. Mm-hmm. He wasn't in shape. He looked like he did some different type of stuff. And I saw him up live and close in Vegas, and he looked like, okay, you look like you got 8-pack, 6-pack under there. You look a little thinner. You look like you're ready to go. So I'm going with AD, man. My dark horse right there.
Can I give you?
I'm going to Vegas on Thursday. I'm putting money on it.
Can I give you I'm gonna give you who I think is gonna be between. But then I'm going to give you a dark horse, and I'm going to start with the dark horse.
Go for it.
My dark horse is Ant-Man.
That's not bad.
I think my dark horse is going to be Ant-Man because I think what you saw now I know they didn't medal, but I think you saw him take some steps forward with FIBA team, and I think that's going to translate over with the Timberwolves, and I think the Timberwolves are really expecting him. They already knew who he was, but I think more of the basketball world, they're going to see Ant go to another level. They really, really are. But I think it's going to come down again to Giannis and Jokic. For the simple fact that Jokic just controls the game too much. It just controls the game too much.
If you want to give me if you picking a dark horse, you know who my dark horse is? It's going to be Shea.
Gilgeous-Alexander?
Yeah, because they're gonna win. They're gonna make the playoffs this year. Because if Chet stays healthy, they're gonna make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And he's already, man. Can't nobody stop that dude, man. He watch out now for him. Now I love that kid. That dude can just straight out just get it done.
Yeah, he can ball. I'm
gonna go against your entire theory of there's too many stars on a team for one of them to be MVP, and say this is the year Jason Tatum wins it.
You think?
Okay. I think if Boston is going to be Boston, that is going to flow through him in the sense that he's going to have an elevated year, even more so than Drew, even more so than Jalen. Like, he's going to have to be the one that sets the bar for that team for me.
Yeah.
And if he does that and Boston succeeds and they're top 1 or 2 seed in the East, I think Jason Tatum's legit in the conversation.
Here's the tough part about that. I agree with you. The tough part about that is at some point in time, if Jaylen Brown is going to continuously live up to that contract, then that game is going to have to be taken to a next level, which then could possibly could take away from some. Because if he's going to another level, it's going to take some stuff off Jason Tatum's plate, which is what you want, because if he's going to another level, that Boston team is going to another level. And that contract is going to require him to do so. He's going to have some pressure on him, and I think he knows that.
Yeah.
And so he got his, totally agree. And Jason's going to get his next offseason. So,
and then you totally forget about Drew Holiday is not Marcus Smart. He's not going to give it up. He's going to shoot it. It's because he's a capable scorer. And so that, to me, is also going to take away.
Look, I said it was going to go against your argument.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I wasn't saying let's have a ho-hum, everybody agrees. Kind of
right. No,
I'm going against your argument.
But I do like, I love it.
I think the thing for me for Tatum is all of your points are valid. For me, he's due for one of those years, though. And he's had them. He's had those years.
Yeah.
But for me, he's due for a year where you put the ball in his hands and he takes over a game.
He's just a terror.
And he's a nightmare for other teams. He's an absolute nightmare. And I think there's going to be a year, and I'm thinking this is the year, that he breaks through that and shows the league, you can put whatever you want around me. This is still going to go through me. And this is going to be my team.
Nah, it's just, you're right. It's just tough because then you got
very tough.
Right next to him, you got a guy that's making 50 million, and then years down the line, going to
I
make
agree.
60 million.
I agree. I just said he's due for that year, and this might be it. But then again, you got Ronald Acuna Jr. and Matt Olson both on the same damn baseball team doing MVP shit, and one of them's not even in the MVP conversation because of Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you can have those guys on the same team is the point.
Well, what the thing about it is, with Ronald,
He does stuff that guys like Olsen can't do.
he's more of the LeBron type of player, whereas I can dominate in so many different areas to where I may not lead the team in points, assists and rebounds I can though.
Yeah.
And me being in that lineup sets the tone for everything. When I get on base,
Forget it.
Ronald Acuna, I set the tone for everything.
Yeah.
So that's where
He's
it
going to be
differs.
my Jason Tatum, Ronald Acuna pick this year. That's my pick this year. All right, last couple things here. Who do you think wins it all this year? I know that's a broad question to ask before you've even played a legitimate minute of basketball. Who do you think takes it home?
You want my heart or my head?
I want both. Let's do both.
Well, you
And
know
your
why I'm
heart,
leading
who
with
would
my
you-
heart.
Well, yeah, I know who your heart wants. Does your head agree?
Hell no.
You could have lightened that a little bit. You didn't have to go hell no. But yeah, okay.
That's far away from my head. Is far away from my heart.
It's the tie will be broken this year.
Oh, he got Boston.
17. The tie will
He
be
got
broken.
Boston.
Okay.
So they finally get there. They finally get there and get the well. Not
I
only
didn't
to
say
get there-
Boston was winning. I'm saying the Lakers gonna win it.
Oh, he's
Oh.
saying Lakers.
Yes,
Okay.
because and AD gonna be MVP. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Man.
Now is that your
If
is
there
that
are
your heart?
chips on the table, Rob has pushed them all to the middle.
Is that your heart and your head?
That's my heart one. That's my heart one.
Okay, what's your head?
What's your
Tyler?
head say?
My head, Denver.
Oh no.
I just think nobody has an answer for Jokic.
I don't give a
'cause-
shit.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
nobody.
Oh.
Nobody. If I was coaching a team and you watch how Bam went at Jokic, everybody I said, whatever you do, go at Jokic. I don't care if you go 2 for 30, but just wear his ass out. Go at him and make him play defense. Nobody makes him play defense.
Yeah.
He just sits there, so now he can bring the fucking ball up, have all this injury on the offensive end. So got to make him play defense in order to win that, beat them. So nobody does it because everybody, they don't know how to coach bigs. They coach all this small ball bullshit. So
Yeah, my heart, obviously, Lakers. That would soothe my soul. My head, I'm going Milwaukee. I'm gonna go Milwaukee from the standpoint of I've seen what Giannis has done without another superstar next to him and the success that he has had, even winning a title. He's won Defensive Player of the Year. He's won 2 MVPs. He's done it all. And I've seen Dame drag Portland as far as he could possibly drag them, eliminating teams and having big shot moments. I think you bring those two worlds together, and I think both guys are unselfish and smart enough to know that they need one another in order to continue this thing. I think they come together and they, along with everybody else, I think they get it done. I think they find a way to get it done. I know they got a first-time head coach. I know this. But but sometimes I lean to where Shaq goes sometimes, where it's like, hey,
coaches
don't
make
matter?
it. Coaches really don't matter.
Yeah.
If you got a fucking squad,
Shaq preaches coach
you
don't
know,
matter. Man.
yeah.
it's coaches and players is like a 50-50 sometimes, but half the time it's if you ain't got a crew,
Yeah.
So now you ain't got a crew. You ain't no matter what kind of damn coach you are. Phil proved that. Everybody proved that. If you ain't got the squad, you going home for the summer. You going fishing.
And I think with all the noise that Giannis was making this offseason about, hey, if we don't do, I would like to go somewhere that wants to continue winning. And Milwaukee hearing that and going to get Dame, I think you're going to get a guy that is on another level because I now have another. I mean, Drew Holiday was great and he loved Drew, but Drew is not a superstar. Dame is a superstar, and to pair him with Giannis, I just think you're gonna see. I think you might see some stuff. I'm not saying they won't have.
Let me ask you this question now. All right, you see, we always say it's when you have that tough Like, who's going to guard Brown off Milwaukee?
Middleton, probably.
So who's going to guard Tatum? If them two meet.
Jay Crowder going to have to do some work, bro.
Yeah.
Now, who's going to guard Drew?
Hell, who going to guard Giannis?
Yeah.
But my whole point is, like, with Giannis, all you got to do is back off and shoot those threes all day, Giannis. We packing the paint on you.
Well,
because if you don't let him get to the paint, he ain't doing it. I know that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, though, that I still think Boston is there as a lose.
I think it's like I said, those are the two teams that I think it's between. Yeah. No disrespect to everybody else in the East.
I agree.
I think those are the two. I just think when it comes down to attrition as the season goes on and how I see how thin that front court is in Boston, and you're talking, and when I say thin, I do mean literally, because Porzingis ain't that doggone big. And then I got, no disrespect, I got senior citizen Al Horford back there, who's played a long career.
That felt like disrespect.
Well, no, because being a senior citizen is a blessing if you blessed long enough to live and play in this league.
Today's game is the NBA emoji game, old man edition.
It's just what it is. They got to get more depth there. If I feel as though when push comes to shove, they're going to deal with Milwaukee over the long haul.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Boston gets it done this year.
Okay. I'm mad at that.
I think Boston. I think they've been knocking on the door, and this is going to be the year they kick it down. So I think Boston gets it done this year.
All right. Hey, this ain't bad. Look,
it's everybody's got valid points here, man. It's just all right. Well,
side note though, I love Jason Tatum so much. I just hate him in that ugly Boston uniform.
Oh, I got
really
no love for the city of Boston. Tatum. I got no love for the Celtics organization.
I got no love for it. I have no love for anything
They
Boston.
are fun to watch, and I am excited to see Drew Holiday fall into that lineup.
They just in that ugly ass city.
It's Boston.
Yeah,
and you're a Lakers fan, so you are inherently bred into hating.
Yeah,
Boston.
but I hate the Patriots.
Well, everybody hates the Patriots.
I hate the Red Sox.
Everybody hates the Red Sox.
And if I watched hockey, I probably hate the Bruins too.
And no one cares about hockey.
So I just think y'all can.
Ain't nobody care about hockey. But it's like, there's certain teams that you're allowed to dislike, like the Cowboys. Nobody likes the Cowboys.
They're just annoying.
Nobody likes except for Cowboys fans. Everybody else loathes the Cowboys. It's true.
Hey, they on suicide watch right now.
Oh God! After they got damn eviscerated by the 49ers on
in their
Sunday Night
defense,
Football.
I hate the 49ers, but them boys good, boy.
Oh man,
they real good. They real good.
I'm talking about every unit.
My wife, the lifelong San Francisco 49ers fan, is sideways.
In her office, she got this big old 49er chain hanging up. And I hate on it, but I can't even hate on it because the way they play,
good, man.
They good.
They're too good. They're too damn good. All right, I'm going to punt some of these topics to the shoot around, which we will get to on Friday because we're running a little long. So I'm going to do Big Shot of the Week. Big Shot of the Week is going to go to three gentlemen: Keith Corbin, Michael Carter, and two gentlemen and a woman. Keith Corbin, Michael Carter, and Sharon Richardson. All three were incarcerated for an extended period of time. They were profiled nationally this week because all three of them leaned into their love of cooking while they were behind bars. And since they've been released from jail, all three of them have gone on to own and operate restaurants and their own businesses and hire other incarcerated people who are trying to make their way in the world to move forward and find success in the things that they love. Corbin spent 10 years in prison, is now the executive chef at Alta Adams restaurant. Carter is the executive at Down North Pizza in Philadelphia, where he employs formerly incarcerated men. And Richardson spent 20 years in prison and now runs Just Soul Catering, where she employs formerly incarcerated women. Just freaking dope. And it's awesome to see people who were dealt a tough go turn that into passion, turn that into success, and then in turn, when you're released, turn that into helping other people. Do what you did for yourself. So they were written up nationally this week, and I thought that was just an awesome, awesome story. So big shout of the week to all three of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the fact that they're helping other people who've been incarcerated, because that's hard to get a job after being incarcerated.
Very.
Yeah, and big ups to the people who forget all that and hire them or go to their establishments to eat and whatever it may
Hell
be.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know, a lot of those individuals don't get second chances. You know, and they're scarred. It's a scarlet letter that they wear for life.
It's true.
And for them to go through all that.
They got to check it on every job application.
Yeah.
For the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Have you ever been incarcerated or convicted of a crime?
Yeah.
I sure have.
That is absolutely
That sucks,
true.
man. It's tough. And just, big ups to those people for making that happen. That's just cool. All right, this week's game centers around a gentleman named LeBron James.
LeBron.
This week, we found out LeBron James.
The oldest man in basketball.
The Kawhi NBA remix. We found out this week, but it was brought to light this week, that LeBron James is currently the oldest player in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's
older than Chris Paul?
Is.
Chris Paul like 36, I think.
Yeah. At 38 years old, LeBron James also leads the NBA, playing 1,659 games by the time he turned 38 years old.
Jeez, boy.
So we're going to play around to the NBA emoji game. This is the old man edition. Okay? I'm going to play you clues. Siri's going to read a series of emojis that I've listed out. You just got to guess the player that Siri's talking about. Here's your note here. All of them played until they were at least 38 years old, and all of them played more than 1,400 games in that time. So you got to guess the player that Siri's reading emojis about. Are you ready for the first one? And just yell it out when you know the answer. All right, here comes the first NBA emoji.
Black man dribbling a basketball, a saxophone, a mailbox, a hand with no rings. Flag of the state of Utah. He played 1,436 games by the time he turned 38 but never won a ring. The answer is Karl Malone.
Once you said Karl, once you said saxophone.
1,436 games played by the time he was 38 years old. Good old Karl Malone, the mailman. All right, emojis number 2. Take it away, Siri.
Blackish man dribbling a basketball. The state of Texas. A ring, another ring, 5 golden rings. Flag of the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Tim Duncan.
Duncan, yeah.
He played 1,467 games by the time he turned 38, and we never saw him again. The answer is Tim Duncan.
The answer is Tim Duncan.
Hey,
Never saw him
Blackish
again.
man.
Hey, for all we know, Tim Duncan and Andre 3000 somewhere kicking it.
They might be.
Where is Andre 3000?
Exactly.
Dude, we ain't seen him in ages.
Probably in Japan somewhere playing the flute.
He must be, right? He must be. I think the last time we saw Andre 3000, he was in Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell. And I ain't seen him since.
Yeah.
His one acting role, which is actually not halfway bad. All right, emojis number 3. Here we go.
You forgot the one where he was with the other guys, the brothers. What's it called? The brothers? Four brothers?
Four brothers.
Oh,
with
Four
Tyrese.
Brothers. No, yeah, you're right. He
Yeah.
was pretty good in 4. I forgot he was in that. You're absolutely right. All right, my brain goes to the dumbest movie possible first. So I went straight to Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell. Underrated basketball movie, by the way. All right, emojis number 3. Here we go.
Black man dribbling a basketball, a wolf, an Irish man, 3 men playing basketball together, 1 ring, the state of Massachusetts, the number 21, a man yelling at
Kevin
another
Garnett.
man.
Yeah, Garnett.
He played 1,520 games by the time he turned 38, and was the only big in the Big 3. The answer is Kevin Garnett.
That's right, Kevin Garnett. All right, that's 2-1, Robert Ory. Here is superstar number 4.
Black man dribbling a basketball, a snake, the number 8, the number 24.
Kobe.
He played 1,566 games by the time he turned 38,
Rest in
and
peace
will
to my
go
dog.
down as one of the greatest to ever play. The answer is Kobe Bryant.
Absolutely right. 1,566 games by the time he turned 38 years old. Tied at 2. All right. Remember, all of these players made it to 38, and they all played at least 1,400 games. Number 5.
Black man dribbling a basketball, the state of Texas, 5 rings, the flag of France, a beautiful
Tony
woman.
Parker.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, dang.
He played 1,480 games by the time he turned 38,
Yeah.
and somehow divorced Eva Longoria. The answer is Tony Parker.
I gotta bring that up. Shit, man. Kick a guy when he's down. All right, 3-2 Rob. Superstar number 6.
White man dribbling a basketball. The state of Texas. The flag of
Nowitzki.
Germany.
Oh,
Dang.
Number 41.
Rolling.
He played 1,485 games by the time he turned 38, and more or less redeemed Germany for most Americans. The answer is Dirk Nowitzki.
Redeemed Germany for most Americans. All right, well that's going to be a win for Robert Ory. We
Yeah.
can play the last one if you want. Yeah, you got 4. You got 2, B.
Yeah.
Out of 7. 4 out of
Play
7.
the last one just for the hell
All right,
of
we'll
it.
play the last one. Here's the last superstar. We'll see who gets it.
Black man dribbling a basketball. The color green. A glove. A man telling another
Payton.
man something
There you
about his
go.
mama. Black man. He played 1,419 games by the time he turned 38, and never stopped talking during any of them. The answer is Gary Payton.
The glove. The glove. And at one point, Sirius said one of the clues was a man who said something about another man's mama.
I know it, right? I was laughing at that.
Like, what? So, all right, yeah. So the old man edition of the NBA emotion game. And if you have not seen it, by the way, I have put out on I think on my Twitter. I think I put it up on the show's Twitter. Someone found. I don't know if we talked about it on the show. Someone found the Robert Ory did not play for old age.
Oh, yeah.
I sent it to you. Someone found it listed in one of the game notes. It said Robert Ory, DNP, old age. I was like, oh no, that really happened. I didn't know that was a real thing, but holy
Yes,
crap.
yes.
So
you
funny.
know.